Good afternoon, guys, from the business lounge at Madrid Terminal 4S, where today I'm going to be taking an Iberia A350 over to Heathrow. I'm really looking forward to this. It's the first time I've been on A350, and I am in seat 11L, which is normally premium economy, but bought an economy ticket. So why don't you come with me for the trip, and I'll catch you on the flight. Cheers for now. Okay, so the Sala VIP Velasquez Lounge at Terminal 4S Madrid Airport is a great lounge in my opinion. Now, access for me today was with my British Airways Silver or Oneworld Sapphire status, even though, as I just said, I was only travelling on an economy ticket for this trip. It's a really sizable lounge. It's great for watching the ramp activity outside in these very comfortable rotating style seats. And you can see it was reasonably quiet during the time of my visit, as some areas of the lounge were closed or unstaffed, but there were plenty of snacks available, and I was also able to get a choice of hot meals on small plates, a decent coffee, and good quality wine from the bar area, just here, which is away to the right as you enter. And I was travelling up from Lisbon this morning, also with Iberia, and I had at least 2 hours in the lounge, which I really tried to make the most of. And to be honest, I could have sat here all day, and well, it felt like I had by the time I had to leave. Sorry, it's quite busy out in the main concourse. It's quite nice to be in the lounge actually for a couple of hours just to chill out. Didn't realise it was going to be this busy, but we'll see what it's like on the flight, I guess. Let's see how many people are planning on catching that. It's a big plane, and a popular one as well, I would imagine. Gate S36 is the one that we want, which is right here, which is great. So we're going to take a first look at our aircraft, and then my first time on an A350 as well, so it's going to be really exciting. I'm quite excited about it now. I've had a couple of glasses of wine as well, which is great, isn't it? Let's have a look. Our aircraft today, basking in the autumn sunshine, was this 2.5-year-old Iberia A350-900 ECNDR Juan Sebastian Elcano. We were soon called for boarding, and after all the relevant paperwork was checked, I made my way through to the jet bridge. Oh, by the way guys, I've just set up a Ko-fi account, which is a great way to let me know how much you love my content. And honestly, it's a great way to get involved with my future trips and support the channel. So if you have a minute, please check out the link below and in the description. I'd really appreciate it, and thanks very much. Okay, so I reckon I was on the wrong jet bridge here. What do you think? Also, the guy in front of me, he was definitely an av geek. And sometimes you just know, don't you? We were greeted upon boarding, and 2 sanitising wipes were handed out to each passenger. Well, as I'd come this way, I was at least able to have a walk through Iberia's business class product, which I think looked quite smart. They're laid out in a 1-2-1 configuration. It's very grey, but I don't think that's a bad thing personally. And look, here's this guy again taking photos of the interior. It's definitely an av geek. Well, I reached my seat 11L, which is effectively the first row of premium economy, and exit row too. Now the seat itself is certainly large enough. The IFE remote was stored to the one side. We'll have plenty of time to play with that later, wouldn't I? As you can see, there's certainly plenty of legroom in this seat. You've basically got the jump seat miles away from you there, and the galley in the centre of the aircraft. The window affords some great views of the Rolls-Royce engines and the distinctive shape of the wing as well. A premium economy on this aircraft is in a 242 configuration, as opposed to the 333 layout back in economy. For this short haul route, there is no premium economy ticket sold, but because I've got BA Silver tier status, I was able to choose a seat for free at the time of booking. All the premium economy ones were available, so naturally I chose the best option I could. I don't know about you, but Iberia insisted on playing this truly horrible jingle on loop mode as we taxied out to the runway. And as we took off, this changed to some kind of barely audible jazz track. Anyway, enjoy the scenery as we leave Madrid and make our way north on this lovely autumn afternoon. Right, so the table, as you would expect, folds out from the armrest on your left, as does the IFE. And you can see here, as I fold the table back, there's a footrest that comes out. And now that, along with the seat recline, is controlled by the two buttons on the right here, sort of. And it was a bit awkward to get the footrest back in again, to be honest, which obviously I was supposed to do before landing, but I kind of gave up in the end. Nobody really seemed that bothered. Just on the front is the single USB and power socket. And I think this button here was for the release of the folding table in IFE. Prior to boarding, I did take some time to try and figure out all this stuff because there was nobody in the seat next to me for ages. And then right at the last minute, a non-working member of the cabin crew sat there. So I felt a bit under pressure, to be honest. Now I wanted to look at the moving map, but after zooming in on the plane, it wouldn't zoom out again. And the aircraft eventually disappeared off the screen, as you would expect. It might have been the functionality of the map, but I felt as if I was doing something wrong instead. The remote control didn't seem to do anything either. And I was too embarrassed to ask, really, so in the end I just settled on a game of Bejeweled Blitz instead. Here's the safety card if anyone's interested. This was the only reader material available on today's flight, so I tried to make it last as long as possible. It's just stowed up there on the right. Above you are individual reading lights only, no air vents. We are on the A350, remember? Now, one thing to note was I found it quite noisy in this row, and I don't know whether this comes across that well on the video or not, but for example, the captain made an in-flight announcement, but I had no idea what he was saying. I just couldn't hear it. And there was a constant kind of sound of rushing air, which seemed to be coming from the galley area. I had no idea what it was, I don't know whether they'd left a roof hatch open or something, but it is something to consider if you're looking to book this seat, because I think it could be really difficult to sleep at night, especially if you're a light sleeper like I am. Okay, so I had time to do a loo review, and this one was located in the centre of the aircraft, just behind Premium Economy. And there was a nice big mirror above the sink area here, which was very clean. The soap dispenser was located next to the tap and did contain a plentiful supply of soap. Hot and cold running water was available from the tap, above which were paper towels and an air vent, which must have been one of the only ones on the aircraft, I reckon. And to the left of the sink was a litter bin, and below the sink was, and I'm not quite sure to be honest, a slot for disposable toilet seat covers. Just swing around to the toilet. Notice there's a flush button here for standing and one down there for sitting. Now overall, the toilet, especially the sink area, was very clean and it was definitely in an acceptable condition. Right, so I made my way through the busy Premium Economy area back to my seat, and it was pretty much a full flight today. And to sum up, apart from not being able to figure out some of the IFE, it was a pretty good experience overall, and a great way to sample a wide-bodied aircraft on a short-haul route in Europe. Well, I paid €32 for this one-way ticket, which is not bad, is it? And I'd probably not choose to sit on this particular row again. I'd go a little further back so that I didn't have the faff of the fold-away table and the screen. The noise levels may be a bit lower there as well. I'll tell you what though, it sure beats a standard A320 or similar on this route, doesn't it? And the weather was still pretty good as we approached London. I'm indebted, by the way, to my great friend Jamie from JT's Journeys for taking this shot of our actual aircraft passing overhead. Now please check out his channel for some truly great and very detailed trip reports, and I've popped a link here and in the description below. Now, please enjoy the views over the city of London as we approach Heathrow today from the east and land on runway 27R.
take the seats for Randy.
Okay guys, just got in Heathrow. I thought I'd take the walk. We're at Seagates, so yeah, it's a bit of a trek. Hopefully the travlators are working because one of the transit trains has just left, so I'm down here on my own and hoping to beat the traffic and get to arrivals. What do you think of that? Not a bad flight, was it? My first time on the A350. It's a lovely plane. I really enjoyed looking out the window, watching that wing flex and the light this evening. The approach landed on 27R tonight at Heathrow, so that meant a beautiful approach over the city of London. So that was great, a great finale actually to the trip. And so I'm going to make my way home eventually. I've got to work in the morning, so it's life, isn't it? Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and until the next time guys, cheers for now.